All right, Lorraine Toussaint, I am torn on your character of V from Orange is the New Black. I don't know whether to love her or to hate her or somewhere in between. What's
Love
the fan
me,
reaction
love me,
been?
love me.
Say that again.
Love me, love me, love me.
What's the fan reaction been like to this amazing breakout character?
Very much what you just said. I just don't know if I should love you or hate you because I seem to be straddling that fence of doing both. And I get a lot of mail saying, I'm so confused and so conflicted. Um, that's really a great compliment because that means that I've made her as complex as I intended her to be.
Hmm. And she, I love her in the fact that she brought all of this drama to the show, all of this complexity, but she was so mean and so villainous at the same time. What attracted you to this role?
Not thinking that she was mean or villainous, but really looking at her really terrific qualities and that there was a certain elegance to her, a certain internal elegance that told me that I could probably do what she did, all the things that she ended up doing. Um, she's actually quite a simple creature internally.
Mhm. And even though you were a new character for season two, it feels like you were there the whole time because your character already knew the other characters. She already had interactions with them, mostly with Red, Kate Mulgrew. Well, not most, but a lot of your scenes were with the Red character. What was it like working with Kate Mulgrew? She's such a legend.
Oh yeah, sure. Kate and I knew each other from LA when we were in the theater together, and so it was nice coming to a character that has history with another character. When, as an actress, Kate and I had history, lovely history, and so that was really nice. I didn't have to sort of act having known her. I knew her.
Right. And the cast is absolutely enormous. I talked to the casting director, Jennifer Houston, last year, and she told me that the cast is bigger than the cast of Game of Thrones. Um,
Really? Wow.
yeah. With that in mind, is there anyone that you wish you could have had more scenes with in season two? I know that the fans would have loved a V versus Pennsatucky storyline. That would have been
Oh
juicy.
God, yes. I'd have loved to have gone toe to toe with Pennsatucky. Oh, just as long as she didn't bite me. Uh, Taylor is fun. We had a couple of exchanges. That would have been kind of cool. I wouldn't have mind having more scenes with Laverne because though she's technically black, she didn't quite fit into the black dorm. V didn't honestly know what to do with Laverne, this character. Um, that would have been an interesting encounter. She That might have been one of the characters that actually would have resisted V in an interesting way. I don't know what that would look like, but it might have been fun.
Right. And one of the great things about this show is all of the flashbacks. You get to see what all of these characters were like before the real story takes place. So
Yes.
what was it about V? Was there anything in V's past that you were so excited to play you couldn't wait to film those scenes?
The cooking scene I liked. I really liked the way she handled herself in the kitchen, and it was so disturbingly normal and disturbingly familiar. I cook and I love cooking for friends and family. So the people who know me were even more freaked out by V because they said, "I know that woman. I've I've been in your kitchen when you were doing that." So I loved those scenes because I felt very comfortable doing
Mhm.
those. Hmm.
And we should tell the people watching this that if they're not caught up on Orange is the New Black, there may be some spoilers coming up.
Oh,
Basically, your whole character was a spoiler. Everything she did was shocking. But let's talk about the finale for just a second. It was a very tragic finale for me. I rewatched the last scene there, the car where the car hits V. You know, all year long, I was under the impression that V was dead. But when I rewatched that scene, I think there was no doctor on set. There was no one taking her pulse. You know, we didn't see a funeral scene. Can you confirm, is V dead or alive?
And you listen, in many ways I know as much as you do, and then the next season. Oh gosh, no, I can't say that. Oh, I can't say that. I can't say anything that I was going to say. Genji Cohen says that V is dead. And Lorraine has to believe Genji Cohen because Genji is she's the master puppeteer. But I gotta tell you, she doesn't feel dead to me. But I have an unusual relationship with V. She's such a survivor. She's such a survivor. So you'll have to watch the third season.
Yes, that's a good tease. I mean, people cannot wait for the new season. This show is like this show's like nothing else. The popularity, and it was right out of the box too. Right when it premiered, or right when it streamed, it just seemed like it was absolutely huge. How did you get involved in the project?
I didn't know how huge it was, which I think was a blessing. In my world, the world of Lorraine, which is pretty filled with work, and I'm a single mom and family, and keeping a lot of balls in the air at any given moment. I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of the things I'd love to be watching. So I TiVo a lot of things. It was on there to be watched. Never got to it. But in the zeitgeist, there was an orange in the zeitgeist. And so, but I didn't realize to what extent. And then I shook myself off very quickly and immediately went nose down in the trenches with the work and didn't emerge until almost a year later. And because no one had seen me on the show, I was walking around quite anonymously while I was shooting it. So even then I personally didn't get a sense of what that phenomenon is. So it wasn't until it dropped that I was very surprised walking through airports. We have real fans. And I was incredibly impressed by the cross-section of fans. I have a fan base of 14-year-olds that make me feel so cool. And old people and rabbis and butchers and construction workers. A lot of construction guys in New York City dig the show. It's like I had more guys climbing out of holes in the city going, hey, just gotta shake your hand.
Right.
I think we just lost something. I lost you. Do you have me?
Yes, I can see you. I can hear you.
Okay, there you are. Yeah, so a lot of construction guys just, I feel there are certain kinds of people that like the show that make me feel really, wow, that's cool. That's cool.
You had a lot of scenes with Uzo Aduba, who is another, breakout star from the show.
Oh, yeah.
And what was it like working with Uzo? She just won an Emmy last year, and I remember she said that the day she got the part was the day she was going to quit acting, and this part basically saved her career, literally.
Uzo is one of the loveliest women. You know, those women that I work with are, it's such a cliche, but they are gems. They are extraordinary human beings, and the talent, you know, is off the chart. Every day I felt the need to bring my A game because they were bringing it. And so there was a wonderful kind of challenge that we brought to the table because everybody came so ready and so prepared to play. Uzo is one of the smartest young women in this business. She's talented, she's beautiful, and that girl is smart. Let me tell you, folks, that girl is acting. Don't get it twisted. She is acting her ass off. She's a very different human being than what you've come to know on Orange.
And so take us back a few months ago at the SAG Awards. Orange is the New Black won Best Ensemble. And I think there was like 40 of you up on that stage. What was it like?
Armed the stage. I don't think there's been that many people on that stage ever. Yeah, it was not thrilling to see that many women. Just, you know, as a man, you may not get this, but oh my God, to see that many women storm a stage and take over is a testament to the work that Genji is doing. She is breaking through so many ceilings for women of color, women of a certain age, with fat women, tall women, transgender women, just all kinds of women. We are changing the business. That's exciting.
And you know, you've been in so many great projects over the years, and you finally won that SAG award. Where do you put it in your house? Do you stare at it every day, or do you keep it in a box and don't really look at it?
My 10-year-old decided that she was going to claim it because it's somewhat anatomically correct. He seems to be the boyfriend to a lot of folks in my house. He's the boyfriend to the American Girl dolls, to several stuffies. I mean, he's the man, but mostly he lives on top of my shoe rack. He's happy. I get to see him on a daily basis. It's cool. He's heavy.
Yeah. If there's any Emmy voters watching the chat, we want to remind them that at the Emmys, Orange is the New Black will be in the drama categories now. They made the big switch this year. And your role would be in the supporting race there. If you do get nominated for an Emmy Award, you will have to submit one episode to the judges. Do you have one in mind? Is there one episode that was more showy for your character or more impactful that you might think of submitting? Or is that something other people do on your behalf?
That's something other people would do on my behalf. But I would think maybe one of those final episodes with the flashbacks with my son, and I think I remember a couple of those episodes where I read the script and it was just one heinous thing after another. It was just like, oh God, it can't get any worse, and then it would, and then it's like, oh my God, I do what? I sleep with who? I do what? Oh my God. So probably one of those where, you know, V in her glory.
Right. And would you describe V as a villain, or how would you describe her?
I wouldn't describe. I can't describe her as a villain because, number one, I haven't seen her the way you've seen her. I have not seen the episodes that she's in. And creating her, no, she's not a villain. She's a survivor. She's a mother. She's a caregiver. She's extraordinarily loyal and protective. She is she is somewhat, she has a touch of vindictiveness, but, you know, she does have a temper. You know, she has is the yin and the yang of V.
Mm-hmm. And you're speaking of yin and yang on Forever on the ABC show. You play a lieutenant, so you play someone on the other side of the the jail system, I guess.
Yes.
She's quite a different character from V, isn't she?
Yes, and we've got the season finale tonight. I love this show. I think it's such a it's the opposite because it's such a feel good show. You know, there's a beginning, a middle, and end, and you get a certain level of satisfaction at the end. You come to identify and love these characters in a way that I don't get hated this season. In many ways, this Lieutenant Reese is very much in my wheelhouse, and it's nice because I get to sort of play someone that's very clearly straight down the center of what I can do and do easily. And then I get to do some really interesting indie films. I just finished one called Island of the Sun. I'm shooting another one called Sophie and the Rising Sun. And so I get to play in different arenas. It's lovely.
Is there anything you can tease about tonight's finale of Forever?
Yes. We get some answers to some questions that have been plaguing us for the entire season. And I guarantee that those answers will not be what you think. You're not going to see this. You're not going to see the answers coming. I didn't see it coming when I read the script, so I was really pleased with the surprises in the finale. Great.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today. Best of luck at the Emmys, and I really hope that V is alive and well and here next year.
And nowhere near your house, frankly. You see, Thanks.
Well, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.